What's going on? Suplex Rumble family. Jon Moxley just dropped an absolute bombshell that has the entire wrestling world buzzing, and when the Death Rider speaks, everyone listens. Paul Heyman and the Vision better be paying attention because Moxley just drew a line in the sand that could shake WWE SmackDown to its very foundation. Stick around because this is about to get wild. Before we dive into this explosive situation, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Suplex Rumble if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the biggest wrestling news and analysis. Let's get into it. Alright, let me paint the picture for you. Jon Moxley, the man who's never been afraid to speak his mind, the rebel who's torn through every wrestling promotion with the intensity of a tornado, has set his sights on something bigger than just championship gold. We're talking about legacy, power, and the very soul of professional wrestling. Now, Paul Heyman, the special counsel, the wise man, the advocate who's been pulling strings in WWE for decades, has been building something called the Vision. For those who might not be following every single detail, the Vision represents a new era, a new philosophy about what WWE SmackDown should be. It's about control, strategy, and carefully crafted narratives that Paul Heyman orchestrates like a master conductor leading a symphony. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. Jon Moxley has never been someone who follows scripts written by others. This is a man who thrives in chaos, who believes wrestling should be raw, unpredictable, and absolutely unfiltered. The very essence of who Moxley is stands in complete opposition to everything the Vision represents. Think about it. Paul Heyman represents the establishment, the calculated approach, the corporate structure. Jon Moxley represents anarchy, freedom, and the fighting spirit that refuses to be controlled. This isn't just a potential match or a simple rivalry. This is a philosophical war about what professional wrestling should be at its core. The tension has been building for weeks, with subtle references, cryptic social media posts, and backstage rumors swirling like a storm on the horizon. And now, Moxley has finally broken his silence with a message that cannot be ignored. So let's break down exactly what Jon Moxley said, and more importantly, what it means for the future of WWE SmackDown. Moxley's message was delivered with that trademark intensity that only he can bring. Standing in front of the camera with that look in his eyes, the one that tells you he's not playing games, Moxley addressed Paul Heyman directly. He talked about how the Vision is nothing more than an illusion, a carefully constructed facade designed to keep wrestlers in line and keep the power concentrated in the hands of a select few. Paul, you've always been good with words, Moxley said in his statement. You've made a career out of manipulating narratives and controlling destinies. But here's the problem with your vision: it doesn't account for people like me. People who refuse to be pawns in your chess game. Right out of the gate, Moxley is making it clear that he's not interested in being part of anyone's grand plan unless it's a plan he's fighting against. But it gets even better. Moxley continued by addressing the wrestlers who bought into the Vision, calling them out for sacrificing their authenticity for the promise of manufactured success. He said, "You can't package real passion. You can't script genuine violence. And you definitely can't control someone who has nothing to lose." That last line hit different, didn't it? Because that's exactly who Jon Moxley is. He's proven time and time again that he doesn't need corporate approval, he doesn't need to play politics, and he certainly doesn't need permission to make an impact. The most chilling part of Moxley's warning came when he looked directly into the camera and said, "SmackDown is about to get a wake-up call. The Vision ends when I decide it ends. And Paul, you better have a backup plan, because your carefully constructed empire is about to crumble." The confidence, the absolute certainty in his voice. This isn't trash talk for the sake of entertainment. This feels real, like Moxley genuinely believes he's about to dismantle everything Heyman has built. Now let's flip the script and talk about Paul Heyman's position in all of this, because the wise man didn't become one of the most respected minds in wrestling history by being unprepared. Paul Heyman has seen it all. He's managed everyone from Brock Lesnar to CM Punk, from The Undertaker to Roman Reigns. He's survived wrestling wars, promotion closures, and countless challengers to his authority. If anyone knows how to handle a threat, it's Paul Heyman. The vision that Heyman has been building on SmackDown isn't just about one person or one championship. It's about creating a sustainable power structure that transcends individual wrestlers. It's about legacy, control, and ensuring that SmackDown operates according to a specific philosophy that Heyman believes will lead to long-term success. From Heyman's perspective, Moxley represents chaos that needs to be contained. He's a wild card, an unpredictable element that could disrupt the carefully balanced ecosystem that Heyman has spent months constructing. But here's the thing, Paul Heyman loves a good challenge. Some of his greatest moments have come when his back is against the wall. We can expect Heyman to respond with that trademark combination of eloquence and venom. He'll likely acknowledge Moxley's reputation while simultaneously questioning whether the Death Rider has what it takes to actually dismantle something as powerful as the Vision. Heyman will use psychology, he'll manipulate the narrative, and he'll probably recruit others to his cause.